Magic the Gathering is full of battle-crazed creatures who want nothing more than to clash on the battlefield. But not all creatures strive for combat. Instead, some use mind over might to outwit their enemies. Whether they are wizards, sorcerers, or shamans, these creatures study day in and day out in order to conjure magic infinitely more powerful than any knight and his sword, with more fury than any raging goblin, and more precision than a well-trained elven archer. In order to study effectively, surely there must be a hub for all this knowledge. Hi, I'm Kyro with TCS Rockets, and let me introduce you to Strixhaven, School of Mages. Real quick before we get started, this video was originally intended to be a prediction video. However, spoilers started a little earlier than I anticipated. So instead, I'm going to take you on a tour of the campus and talk about what each of these schools' ideals are, with my final grade for each school at the end. First up on our tour, the school I would consider to be the most studious, Lorehold. This school focuses on red and white mana, and have an obsession with digging up the past, seemingly with the intent to weaponize ancient magics, as depicted on the artwork for Lorehold Command. We see that they have literally weaponized knowledge with their super sweet scroll Gatling guns. The Lorehold also commune with spirits to teach them lessons lost to time. I find this interesting for red and white. In the past, spirits have never really been aligned with the color red. Strixhaven is looking to change this, and in my opinion, in a very flavorful way. Red is the color of impulse and passion, so this tells me the Lorehold will awaken spirits to learn from them, without worrying about the consequences that might come with disturbing the dead. The recklessness of the Lorehold is further depicted, again, on their command, with one of the modes allowing you to sacrifice a permanent to draw 2 cards. I guess their motto should be knowledge at any cost. If I had to pick a major for the Lorehold, it would be archaeology, or maybe ancient history. On to our next school, the ever-expressive Prismari. The Prismaris are wielders of red and blue mana, using it to express their inner passion. Based off a good amount of the spoilers for the school, it's safe to say the Prismari are obsessed with treasure. I have to be honest, I'm having a hard time understanding the Prismari. They are the school of giant instants and sorceries, but they're also into treasures? I guess this could reflect the priceless pieces of artwork they create? Honestly, I think this is what happened when you focus too much on the mechanics of a quote-unquote guild instead of its flavor. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any insights on this school. If I had to pick a major for the Prismari, they would be sculpture, or maybe art history? Before we move on to the next stop on our tour, I offer all of you an opportunity for some extra credit. All you have to do is give the video a like and press the subscribe button down below. Also, if you want some extra credit and want to be notified whenever we upload a new video, hit the bell icon as well. Alright, moving on. On to the side of campus where nerds rule. The Quandricks are math wizards, math magicians if you will. They use their greater understanding of equations and algorithms to cast powerful and calculated spells. They are the representatives of blue and green mana on the plane of Strixhaven, and again, I'm not feeling the flavor. What do green and blue have to do with math? Obviously blue is very calculated, however I've always viewed green as more of the color of nature. I guess math exists in nature, but even that's a stretch. Plants tend to grow in no real pattern, just wherever they can fit. Wild animals can be calculated hunters, but this is more instinct than planning. This could be a symptom of trying to develop opposing ideologies and at the same time trying to keep the Quandricks from just being a clone of the Simic. This is almost the opposite problem I have with the Prismari, when flavor outweighed the mechanics. If I had to pick a major for the Quandricks, it would obviously be mathematics, and maybe architecture? Who knows? The Silver Quill are next up. They represent black and white mana, and use it to channel their words into deadly magic. Now that's what I call flavor. This cake has a few layers to it, so let's break it down. First, the black-white school using words and poetry as weaponry is awesome. They literally kill you with the black and white, you know, like ink on paper. Second, you have the spin on sticks and stones may break my bones, but as far as the silver quill are concerned, words will also hurt you, reflecting their black mana side. Third, they can also use their words to inspire and build up, reflecting their white mana side. Furthermore, Silver Quill Command illustrates all of this perfectly, with a good mix of removal and revival. If I had to pick a major for the Silver Quill, it would be Law. Last stop on our tour are the Witherbloom. They're just the Golgari. I'd like to say all jokes aside, but seriously, they're just the Golgari. Their motto is "Get your hands dirty," and it looks like this reflects their willingness to play with the dead and rotting. I think it's clear that if you had to pick a major for this school, it would be Botany. I'm at a loss for words regarding the Witherbloom, as it seems they have no real distinction from the Golgari. I hate to keep saying Golgari, but they're Golgari. Alright, exam time. Let's rank each of these schools based off how different they are from their Ravnica counterparts. The Lorehold score a 7 out of 10. They are obviously not just an army, they are more accurately compared to archaeologists. However, they are still shown to create weapons out of knowledge. So the parallels are there. The Prismari would score an 8 out of 10. They are clearly different from the Izzet, focusing less on mad science and more on personal expression. They still, however, have the water and fire aesthetic, so not a perfect score. The Quandricks would score a 10 out of 10. They are polar opposites from the Simic, focusing more on the mind than the body, and seek to change the world around them rather than themselves. The Silver Quill would score a 10 out of 10 as well. They have no similarities to the Orzhov, and might I add, possess the most flavor out of any of the schools in the set. The Witherbloom would score a 0 out of 10. Like stated before, they are literally the Golgari. Alright, that is gonna do it for this subject. Class dismissed. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section down below. I'm Kyro with TCS Rockets, and I will see you next time.